I'm Brian and I'm introducing Pony, the Tesla-swapped 66 Mustang that isn't going anywhere for a while. That's Pony with an E because who doesn't love an electric pony? I think I've made my oh, are we doing another one? If you weren't convinced by the pug, I'm sure Jennifer Connelly did the seriously? That one's not even electric. Okay, fine. From pugs to Putin, everybody loves Pony. Believe it or not, Jennifer Connelly was not the inspiration for this project. So how did it come about? I borrowed my friend's Model 3 while my car was in the shop, and when I got it back to her, she asked me what I thought. We agreed on the experience. It's like owning an iPad with a shitload of horsepower. And while an iPad is good for a lot of things, it's not good at everything. There aren't many options in the EV market right now. If you hop on Carvana, the only place that you can get an EV quickly, you find less than 100 miles range. You even find the Nissan Leaf with its old school CHAdeMO connector, which is getting close to useless at this point, and then you finally find the Tesla Model 3. You've got one here for $40,000. You've got a car that'll go 250 miles on a charge. It's got access to superchargers. It's a slam dunk. There's really nothing else like it if you want to go out and just buy a car right now. You can have this car in 3 days. There's other cars you can get. Maybe a Polestar if you're willing to wait 3.5 months. You could also get a Hyundai Ioniq 5 if you are willing to wait 10 months. How about a Porsche Taycan? Surely as the price goes up, the wait time gets shorter. No, looks like about 9 months. So your options are 1, get a Tesla, which you don't necessarily want, or get a very limited number of other cars that you have to wait a long time for, which you also don't necessarily want, or build exactly the car that you want and wait roughly the same amount of time. Here's the choices. You can either have one of the best looking cars of all time, or you can have something that looks like a worn down bar of soap. Okay, to be fair, the Tesla Model 3 is a great looking car, it's just nothing compared to the first generation Ford Mustang. With the Mustang, you get gorgeous, classic 60s styling, complete with all of the buttons and knobs at sharp angles, threatening to slice you in an accident. It's equal parts Janet Leigh and Norman Bates. I can't help but love this interior. You can have a plain interior, which takes its styling cues from the inside of a cardboard box. And maybe that's okay. Some people like the inside of a box. Well. So how did we pick Pony? We wanted something with classic style, something popular, good aftermarket support, high production numbers, high performance, and something affordable. Why pay $50,000 for your donor car when you can get something for 5, 10, or 15? First up, the Volkswagen Beetle. It's got classic style, it's popular, it has huge aftermarket support, production numbers are very high for the Volkswagen Beetle. It's not a high-performance car, but people have built plenty of high-performance versions of this car. And the Volkswagen Beetle is still affordable today. Trouble is, EV West already sells an EV Volkswagen Beetle, so sorry Volkswagen Beetle, off you go. We also considered the Chevy Camaro for about 2 seconds. Does it have classic style? Yeah. Is it popular? Hell yeah. Does it have aftermarket support? Oh hell yeah. Does it have production numbers? Oh no it doesn't. Is it high performance? Well of course it is. Is it affordable? No, it's not affordable because it had those low production numbers. And now, as you all know, we selected the Ford Mustang, but let's go down the list anyway. Classic style? It's one of the most recognizable shapes of all time. Popular? Obviously. Aftermarket support? Absolutely amazing. Production numbers? Phenomenal. Over 2.5 million cars in just over 6 years. High performance? Yes. Affordable? Yes. Because of the high production numbers for this car, the Ford Mustang is still affordable even 55 years later. So now, it's chopping time. Starting with a Ford Mustang that's in good shape, we remove the engine, remove the radiator, remove the exhaust, remove the cooling system, remove the roof, 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 remove The Mustang radiator is a large, heavy copper radiator designed to remove heat from an inefficient V8. We will be using an efficient electric motor with an efficient inverter and efficient batteries. We don't need such a large radiator anymore. We also remove the exhaust, obviously. And then we remove the transmission. We're doing away with the stock Mustang drivetrain altogether. Next, we remove the rear axle. Once you pull out that rear axle, you'll definitely be using the Tesla rear subframe, or a subframe from some other vehicle. Now that we've yanked all the guts out of the Mustang, let's see what goes back in. This will be a rear motor car, so there's no place for that solid rear axle anymore. And even if there was a place for that solid rear axle, it's not strong enough to handle the torque of a Tesla motor anyhow. I've opted for a BMW Z3 rear subframe. I selected the BMW Z3 rear suspension for 3 reasons. 1, the flange-to-flange width on the Z3 is pretty similar to the flange-to-flange width on the Mustang. 2, this is a semi-trailing arm rear suspension, leaving lots of room between the trailing arms for a Tesla Model S motor and transaxle. 3, BMWs handle awesome, so why not use BMW parts? As for the batteries, we plan to use a full 85 kilowatt-hour pack from a Tesla Model S. This is a battery pack with 16 modules. I can fit 7 modules under the hood. I can fit 4 more modules under the transmission tunnel, scooching the batteries a little bit to the right and violating the transmission tunnel on the passenger side just a little bit. I can fit 4 more batteries under the driver and passenger seats and under the rear passenger footwell, and 1 more module under the rear seat. The modules don't go under the floor. The modules don't go on top of the floor. The modules go in place of the floor. And with all that decided, we've just got a few items left to go. Here's what we'll cover next time.